TARABA State University shops, ATC Audokola Local Government 09078502712. Other centers to take up soon. This initiative is supported by Zenith Bank, Globus Bank, Wema Bank, and Guarantee Trust Bank. Super Cash. Are you a businessman or woman? Do you need loan to grow your business, budget in different parts of TARABA State?
You can also follow us on Facebook at Som TV and on YouTube at Super Media TV. Now the major headlines. Sanwo-Olu sues EFCC over plan to arrest him. Federal government invites union as strike grounds varsities. Sanwo-Olu sues EFCC over plan to arrest him. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has sued the Economic and Financial Crime Commission over alleged plot to arrest, detain, and persecute him after his tenure as governor. Sanwo-Olu's legal move, filed in Abuja, seeks to protect his rights. The EFCC had reportedly hinted at intention to arrest him over allegations of corruption and misuse of funds during his tenure, which Sanwo-Olu urged is baseless and politically driven, alleging harassment by political rivals. Sanwo-Olu's suit claims EFCC officials have exerted pressure on close aides and contractors to build cases against him. The suit claims these actions are an orchestrated attempt to build a corruption case against him. The governor is requesting a restraining order against the EFCC, asking the court to prevent any harassment, detention, or legal action tied to his current office. He also sought an order that would protect his personal assets, as well as those of his family, from seizure or restriction. He wants the court to declare that under and by virtue of the provision of Section 43 and 44 of the 1999 Constitution, he is entitled to acquire, own, operate, and manage both movable and immovable properties. Sanwo-Olu argued that any such action would not only be an abuse of executive power but will also violate his fundamental right as a citizen. The case is set to be reviewed on November 11th with Justice Joy C. Abdul Malik overseeing the proceedings. Federal government invites union as strike grounds varsities. On Monday, federal universities across the country were shut down in compliance with the indefinite strike called by the Joint Action Commission of the Non-Academic Staff Union of Educational and Associated Institutions and the Senior Staff Association of Nigeria Universities. On Sunday night, SANU and NASU vowed to indefinitely shut down all universities' activities across the country, starting Monday until the federal government paid the 4-month withheld salaries. A statement made available to the Punch on Sunday and signed by the national president of SASU, Mohammed Ibrahim, and the general secretary of NASU, Peter Adeyemi, said the ultimatum it gave the federal government over its withheld salaries expired Sunday midnight. The unions are demanding, among others, the payment of the 4-month withheld salaries, improved remuneration and allowances, and implementation of the 2009 agreement with the government. The federal government had, through the Ministry of Labor and Employment, invoked the no work, no pay policy when the 4 universities-based unions embarked on a prolonged strike in 2002. President Bola Tinubu directed payment of 4 of the 8 months withheld salaries for the academic staff. It was finally paid in February. The directive was silent about the non-teaching staff, raising concern as to their fate, a development the union described as selective. The Federal Ministry of Education on Monday reached out to the leaders of the university's workers following the declaration of an indefinite strike. Speaking on Monday with our correspondent in Abuja, Ibrahim noted that the ministry reached out to him requesting a meeting. According to Ibrahim, the compliance observed in universities on Monday likely prompted the Federal Ministry of Education to request a meeting. On to other news. The Ministry of Power Adebayo Adelabu on Monday said electrify could be restored to the 17 northern states that have experienced outreaches due to the vandalism of the Shiroro-Kaduna transmission line. Adelabu stated this while addressing State House correspondents after a meeting with President Bola Tinubu in Abuja. He explained that the power supply disruption in the northern region was caused by damage to the Shiroro-Kaduna transmission line, which is the area's primary source of electricity. He assured that repairs would be completed within 3 to 5 days. President Tinubu has directed the National Security Advisor, the Chief of Defense Staff, the Chief of Army Staff, and the Chief of Air Staff to ensure the necessary security for those tasked with fixing the damaged line. With adequate security in place, of Nigeria, TCN staff and contractors can work confidently in the field, the minister said. He urged the residents of the northern states to be patient, promising that electricity will be restored soon. He also mentioned that the Federal Executive Council had previously approved plans for upgrading the Shiroro-Kaduna transmission line, one of Nigeria's oldest. He said once the upgrade is completed, the northern states can expect a more stable electricity supply than they currently experience. At a meeting with the chairman of the Nigeria Electricity Regulatory Commission and all distribution companies to ensure that customers in the north are not billed during the blackout periods. To future-proof the northern power supply, Adelabu outlined a plan for distributed solar power grids across the northern states, aiming to leverage the region's abundant sunlight. He says the government has engaged contractors and financiers to install scalable solar plants of up to 100 megawatts per state, a move expected to bolster energy independence and reduce demand on the national grids. Adelabu emphasized that with over 10 hours of daily sunshine, solar power is a viable, sustainable solution for the North. Speaking at a workshop organized by the National Cybersecurity Coordination Center in Onsa, Minister of Defense Abubakar Badaru also assured that they are working round the clock to ensure that all critical infrastructures are properly secured going forward. NAV airstrike kills score of terrorists in Borno. The Nigerian Air Force says the air component of Operation Hadin Kai on October 25th eliminated scores of Boko Haram terrorists at 2 locations in Bula Marwa in Borno. This is contained in a statement by the Director, Public Relations and Information, NAV Air Commodore Olusola Akinboyewa issued on Monday in Abuja. Akinboyewa said the NAF, having identified Bula Marwa as a high-level meeting site for Boko Haram notorious figures, intelligence, surveillance, nuisance, missions further confirm heightened terrorist activities. He said the IRS revealed an influx of motorcycles and gatherings of combatants across the site. He said NAF fighter jets were dispatched to the locations for an air interdiction mission. On arrival, ISR footage captured suspected terrorists assembling at a rendezvous point on 12 motorcycles. The motorcycles were then traced to a primary meeting location where additional terrorists had been waiting. Accordingly, the first airstrike was executed, effectively engaging the target area. Moments later, ISR aircraft loitering in the vicinity observed several terrorists returning to assess the damage and evacuate their wounded combatants. In response, NAV air assets conducted follow-up strike, neutralizing additional terrorists, he said. Akinboyewa says additional ISR was conducted in the area the same day, identifying another group of terrorists gathering under a large tree at a second meeting site. He said that the NAV air asset launched a precision airstrike on the location, achieving a direct hit and neutralizing numerous terrorists. Ogun distanced itself from suit challenging EFCC's constitutionality. State Attorney General says, "We don't have suit challenging anti-graft agency," decries listing among parties. The Ogun State Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice, Mr. Oluwasina Ogungbade San, has described the continued inclusion of Ogun State in the list of states that took the federal government to the Supreme Court on the issue of legality of the Economic and Financial Crime Commission, EFCC. Speaking to newsmen in Abeokuta at the weekend, Ogungbade wondered why some section of the media continued to include Ogun State in the list of the states in court against the EFCC. He said, "We don't have a suit against EFCC. We never filed any action against EFCC challenging its constitutionality. We already issued a statement to that effect last week, clarifying that we never had any suit attacking the EFCC's constitutionality and that we do not join the suit filed at the Supreme Court by some other states in that regard. We respect the decision of the states that have filed such a challenge, as it is their right to approach the courts. That is allowed in a democracy and in federation. But the paper we have filed are public documents, open to scrutiny, and so I am surprised that some media outlets are still running reports that include and mention Ogun State as one of the states challenging the EFCC existence, when that is not the case. I hope that such outlets will be guided by this clarification as well as our statement from last week to put out the correct positions." The Ogun State government has earlier on issued a rebuttal in a statement by the Special Advisor to the Governor on Media and Strategy, Honorable Kayode Akinmadi. According to the statement, the constitutionality of the EFCC and the Independent Corrupt Practices Commission had since been determined by the Supreme Court, and Ogun State considers discussions on the issue closed. The Ogun state government stated that it had no factual reasons or recent development to reopen the questions of the EFCC's constitutionality. It added that as a federal unit with law enforcement agencies of its own, it had no desire to undermine the federal government's law and other objectives. Providing clarification on actual case filed by Ogun State in court, Ogunbade said, the case Ogun State has filed does not attack the constitutionality of EFCC. The suit seeks to invalidate the NFIU guidelines and advisory issued in January 2023, which interfere with the economic and governance interests of Ogun State and its local government. That's what we filed. We are not challenging the constitutionality of EFCC in the case. Recall that all the last counts, about 5 states have made applications to the Supreme Court to withdraw from the case initially filed by the Kogi state government challenging the existence of EFCC, while the Benue state governor actually suspended the state attorney and commissioner for justice, joining the case without his prior approval. Federal government arrests 3 Chinese for illegal mining. The federal government on Monday confirmed the arrest of 3 Chinese nationals and 2 Nigerians suspected of illegal mining in Nasarawa State. Minister of Solid Minerals Development, Dele Alake, disclosed this in a statement by his special assistant on media, Segun Motomori, on Monday in Abuja. Alake said that the suspects were arrested at an illegal mining site located at Rafin Gabas, Aguada in Kokona local government area. According to him, the ministry's mining marshal, established to secure mining sites across the nation, made the arrest in a recent operation following credible intelligence. He said the suspects were arrested for mining without lawful authority. Some of the minerals being mined include fluorite, zinc, lead, and tin. The arrested suspect confessed to having been an illicit activities at the site spanning 5 cadastral units since December 15, 2021. The company defied all lawful advice to regularize the activities and continued siphoning the nation's resources, causing significant revenue losses to the federal government. The minister said more than 200 illegal miners have been arrested so far, and about 140 are undergoing prosecution across the country. He reaffirmed federal government's commitment to reforming the mining sector, emphasizing that the mining marshal will remain steadfast in ensuring a secure and safe environment for legitimate investors. Catholic priest offers self to kidnappers to free abducted seminarian. Gunmen have reportedly abducted the rector of the Immaculate Conception Minor Seminary in Vienopodi in Sako East local government area of Edo State. Reverend Father Thomas Oyode in the state, the Catholic Diocese of Auchi in Edo State confirmed Ayode's abduction in a statement on Monday, October 28, 2024. The diocese, in a statement issued by its Director of Communications, Reverend Father Peter Oguelewa, disclosed that Ayode was kidnapped by gunmen on Sunday evening. Oguelewa said priests and seminarians of the Immaculate Conception Minor Seminary were observing their evening prayers and benediction on Sunday evening when they were attacked by the gunmen. It was gathered that Hausa Fulani suspected to be kidnappers entered Immaculate Conception Minor Seminary School, where they captured two of the students, but the rector of the school, Reverend Father Thomas Alhome Ayode, asked them to release the students and take him instead. And immediately they released the two students and took the rector away. Nobody was killed. The release further stated the vice rector and all the seminarians had been accounted for and had been relocated. The diocese had, however, not had any communication official report seeking the assistance of security agencies in securing the release of the abducted priest. Stay tuned, we are taking a brief commercial break. Don't change the channel. We'll be right back with more exciting updates on Super Media Television.
Are you a businessman or woman? Do you need loan to grow your business? At TARABA Business Development Center, we offer both business and personal loan with flexible repayment plan. We are located in different parts of Taraba State. Jalingo branch, opposite Civil Service Commission, 183 Amarua Way, 090-3134-4333. Zing branch, Zenith Bank agent beside College of Education, Zing, 070-3125-2559. Yembu branch, Usi Plaza, Yembu Sardauna State, 080-8978-2725. ATC branch, Zenith Bank agents, Taraba State University shops, ATC, Audokola local government, 090-7850-2712. Other centers to take up soon. This initiative is supported by Zenith Bank, Globus Bank, Wema Bank, and Guarantee Trust Bank. Super Cash.
Do you desire to have 280 and above in JAM? TARABA Business School TBS is here again with another wonderful offer. JAM Lesson and Computer-Based Test CBT every Mondays to Friday by 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. featuring all JAM courses, computer-based tests, WAEC and NACO tutorials at school located at the number 183 opposite Civil Service Commission, Hamarua Way, Jalingo, Taraba State. What are you waiting for? You and your children deserve the best. So grab this opportunity now. The lesson fee is affordable at the cost of 5,000 naira per month. Take advantage of this rare opportunity. For more inquiries, contact 081-2854-3150 or 070-6342-8464 or 080-6466-0861. Taraba Business School, creating world-class entrepreneurs and professionals. Do you desire to have 280 and above in JAM? TARABA Business School TBS is here again with another wonderful offer. JAM Lesson and Computer-Based Test CBT every Mondays to Friday by 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. featuring all JAM courses, computer-based tests, WAEC and NACO tutorials at school located at the number 183 opposite Civil Service Commission, Hamarua Way, Jalingo, Taraba State. What are you waiting for? You and your children deserve the best. So grab this opportunity now. The lesson fee is affordable at the cost of 5,000 naira per month. Take advantage of this rare opportunity. For more inquiries, contact 081-2854-3150 or 070-6342-8464 or 080-6466-0861. Taraba Business School, creating world-class entrepreneurs and professionals. Welcome back on Super Media Television. News across Nigeria comes up every Monday to Friday at 2 p.m. You can also follow us on Facebook at Som TV and on YouTube at Super Media TV. Coming up next, Enugu musicians murder. Killer cop dismissed from police, remanded in prison. Police Inspector Ozonwaji Joseph, accused of the murder of Ogene musician Chikizie Okezie, has been dismissed from the police. Recall that the policeman shot the popular musician Igbo Ja dead last Friday, drawing outrage. In an update provided by the police on Monday, it says the officer was found culpable and summarily dismissed. The update was signed by the police public relations officer, Enugu State Police Command, DSP Daniel Ndukwe. He said the Enugu State Police Command informed the public that the orderly room trials of Police Inspector Ozungwaji Joseph, implicated in the murder of Ogene musician Chikizie Okezi, has been concluded. The inspector was found culpable and received the maximum penalty of dismissal, followed by court prosecution in line with the Police Act Regulation 2020. Accordingly, the Assistant Inspector General of Police, Zone 3, covering Anambra, approved the orderly trial recommendations to dismiss and prosecute the inspector in courts. Hence, he has been dismissed from the Nigerian police force and was today, October 28, 2024, arraigned at the Enugu East Magistrates Court for the offense of murder. The Chief Magistrate ordered the remand of the former office in the Enugu Correctional Custodial Center and the transmission of the case filed to the Attorney General of Enugu State for further judicial action. The trial was adjourned to November 12, 2024. 20 governors begin payment of new minimum wage. At least 20 states have either started paying the new minimum wage or will commence payments from this week. After negotiating by the government, the organized private sector and the labor centers, the minimum wage was raised from 30,000 naira to 70,000 naira. The federal government has commenced payments. Many states are paying higher than the federal government. The highest so far is 85,000 naira, being paid by Lagos and Rivers states. Bayelsa, Niger, Enugu, and Akwa Ibom states are following closely with 80,000 naira. The surge in the Federation account allocation to states after the withdrawal of petrol subsidy puts them in better financial shape. Since June last year, federal, state, and local government have received an average of 1.1 trillion monthly from the Federal Account Allocation Committee. What the states have agreed to pay or already paying are as follows: Abia 70,000 naira, Adamawa 70,000 naira, Anambra 70,000 naira, Jigawa 70,000 naira, Borno 70,000 naira, Ebonyi 75,000 naira, Edo 70,000 naira, Delta 77,000 naira, Gombe 70 or concert. Any governor that was yet to agree on the new minimum wage by now is insensitive to the plight of workers. All concerts with increased revenue, governors have no excuse not to pay the new minimum wage. That's all for this edition of News Across Nigeria from Super Media Television. Thank you for joining us. We are live from Monday to Friday at 2 p.m. We are on YouTube at Super Media TV and we are also on TikTok. Goodbye and thank you for watching.